Hi guys, welcome back. Well, I can let my little secret out now because the crisis is over. My husband's been back in the hospital. My really close friends knew he had an accident and he fell while at a friend's house. He walked into an area that he really shouldn't have been in. On the property, there's like a very rocky area. He did it in the dark. He didn't see where he was going, lost his footing, and fell. He's banged himself up pretty badly. His head, his knees, and the graft that they had put in originally on his foot was completely torn off. So with that, he developed another infection, the same infection as when he was in the first time in the hospital that nearly killed him. This time, he was in much better condition than he was than the first time he went into the hospital. He never became critical. He's been in there for weeks. That's why I kind of stopped talking about it because, it's personal family business. But I am happy to say he is getting out of the hospital today. He's in good condition. He's walking. He is better than he was when he went into the hospital, and 10 times better than when he was before. He can't walk right now because he had surgery on his legs in 3 different places. So he's not really walking too much now. I got to stick him up in the bedroom, and that's where he's going to stay for the next 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, he will be going in for more surgery. They're going to put in permanent grafts. He's been getting what's called cadaver grafts. It's from people who have died and donated their skin. But that is not a permanent graft on weakened area. That's just for healing. They wait till it gets to a specific point of the healing, and then they do a graft from other areas of your own body, and that skin becomes a growing, living, healthy tissue over whatever area. They do that for burn patients, and he will be having that in about 10 days. So they're not really major operations. It takes about a half hour, and he's back out. And that included, I think, the recovery room. It was really quick. So, and then he was up and awake and everything, no pain all day. So they're not major surgeries. But I am very happy to say today is my birthday and my husband is getting out of the hospital. I couldn't get a better birthday gift than I got today, or I'm getting today. So I'm in a really good mood, to say the least. With that, I apologize for being slow about getting the packages out. You could just imagine what it's been like trying to deal with everything with the pencils at the same time having my husband going back into the hospital. So I am now back to my old self, my normal self. He'll be home and our lives will continue as normal. He wasn't supposed to get out of the hospital until after Christmas, and I'm so glad he got out today. It was a great birthday gift. So with that, let's move on to the video.
Give my life color. You give my life color.
Hi guys, welcome back. Pantone came out with their color of the year. This year's color is absolutely gorgeous, and it is called Very Peri. Now, if you don't know what Pantone is, it is like the industry standard. It is the color that comes out that sets trends. It directs everything from textiles to paint colors to clothing. So this year is one of the prettiest ones that I've seen in years, and I'm going to show you today how to create Very Peri from all different sets. It's a new color. It kind of reminds me of a light wisteria. It is a combination of periwinkle with a red undertone, and it's absolutely beautiful. You can see it up on the screen. Now, depending on your screen, it may look a little darker, and of course there's going to be different shades of this color where it'll be darker and lighter, and it could be mixed and matched. So a lot of the color combinations that I show you are going to be either lighter or darker than maybe the actual tone that they put out as the winner. So let's take a look at some of the more popular pencils, and we're going to get this color going. Of course, the first one that I'm going to show you is going to be the Starjo Gold. Now, Very Peri is created with the Starjo Gold two different ways. One, we're going to take the MP color Cornflower. Cornflower is the pastel of blue, and it's almost exactly blue and white mixed together. So we're going to do a lay down of this color, and you can see it is a periwinkle. Periwinkle for Prismacolor is blue, white, and a gray mixed together, because sometimes muted colors do have both the gray and the white together to create the color. Then I'm going to add 51 RV, which is a red violet, and that's mauve. And I'm going to do a layer of mauve. And you can continue to layer this combination. But to do the really muted color, if you add a little bit of white over it, you get that exact match. So, beautiful combination. I will put it up on the screen. And let's move on to the next pencils. Let's pick Prismacolor and what we can do with Prismacolor. And there was a couple of variations with that too. Okay, so here we have a lot of different colors from Prismacolor. All of these colors will lead you to the Very Peri. Some a little bit darker, some a little bit lighter. So let's start with the actual periwinkle, because that is how the color is described. So this is Starjoy. So let's start working with the periwinkle. And you can see that that's a darker blue. And it's got the same gray in it as the muted color in the Starjoy. Okay, then you can choose lilac, you can choose, then you can choose lilac. Lilac is a red violet, and you can put that over your periwinkle. And you have a dark version of the Very Peri. If you want to lighten it up a bit, take out your white and give it a layer. Notice how these two colors are very similar. This being a little bit darker, or a darker version of the same color. So this is Prisma. And I will put the recipe up on the screen. Now, if you don't want such a dark variation of it, you can use Caribbean Sea. You can use Blue Slate. We'll try it with Blue Slate. Blue Slate mixed with the lilac. Is another version, all the same, just a little bit different tone. And you can lighten it up if you choose with the white. Very pretty. So this is periwinkle. And this is Blue Slate. Another combination for it is to use your Blue Violet Lake as your bottom. Then your lilac. That's another combination. It's very similar to the periwinkle because these two colors are really muted or pasteled versions, tinted versions of the same color. And then, of course, smooth it out with your white. And you come to a very similar color pattern. So this is your Blue Violet Lake. Still all gorgeous. The last one you can do it with is your Caribbean Sea, which is another analogous color or a tinted or a muted pastel of the same color, periwinkle. And then again with the lilac, and you have you come to the same conclusion. Why do you think I tell you you don't need a 250 pencil set, especially when you're new? 120 to 150, and you get the same colors as anything that is in a 250 without the confusion. So this one is your Caribbean Sea. And of course you can do, here is the pastel version. This is beautiful because you can get really light with it. Beautiful combination. I love this color. So here you have 4 different versions for your Prismacolors. Now let's get out Polychromos. Okay, so we have a whole bunch of the Polychromos colors. So this is your Starjo. Here you have your Prisma. And let's do your Polychromos. We're going to start out with, now these are very hard for me to read, Sky Blue, which you could see is a comped color of the periwinkle also. It may be a little bit more blue than some of the other colors. And then I'm going to use, okay, they made it nice and easy. It's called Red Violet. Very easy. And we're going to add that over. Now this gives you a little darker color variation. So this is Sky Blue mixed with Red Violet. And again, you can go with your white over that if you want, and you can make a pastel version of it. Very beautiful. It's a little bit more red than, say, the periwinkle Prisma version. They are the same hue, just a different tonal value. Another color that I found that works well with this, and this is Cobalt. Now, Cobalt is a very blue, so you're going to get a very blue version of this. You may want to add in a little bit of light gray into it. And this is going to be a dark version. And you can lighten it up with the white. So if you want a redder version, you just add in a little bit more of the Red Violet. Still all the same hue, just playing up and down with it. And the third of these is this one, Light Ultramarine. Now, I'm also sure there are other versions in with the Polychromos. This is probably not the only way of creating it. Just some options for you, of course. And you've got, and this one creates sort of like a mid-tone. So you have all three of these creating the same color, but three different: dark, medium, and light. And of course you add your white. And there you have your Polychromos version. Okay, I got a couple of pencils out from Shapierfarben. Now, these weren't exact pencils that you would think. This one is your 060. I have two sets of these. This is the one that was closest. Some have the names, some don't. I think the first year that they put out the Shapierfarbens, they did not have names on them. And this is the 41. And then we have the 60. With $37. Both are a little bit darker, but of course, as soon as you add in your white, it turns to the exact color that you need. And of course, you can play with the hue, adding a little bit more red in and a little bit more blue. So again, we could do this with every set out there. It's just very easy. You add in your periwinkle or your blue-gray muted, so it would be blue with if the doesn't have a periwinkle, you add in a blue with a light gray. Perfect. And then add a red violet. So that's how you make this Very Peri color. Wonderful combination. I cannot wait to start to use this color. And that is Pantone's Color of the Year 2022. And I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.